Always try to find a connection with everybody you meet. I'm Bruce Rule. I'm a writer and editor, and I help my clients with basically all their communication needs: social media, articles, speeches, reports, basically anything they need written. I also deal with public speaking, so I help my clients with their presentations, and I teach public speaking workshops on the side as well. Last year I did publish a book called Heartfelt Goodbye, How to Write and Deliver the Eulogy Your Loved One Deserves. It's gotten a lot of good reviews, including from people who aren't facing a loss now but have elderly parents and want to prepare. So that's something to think about. Today, though, I want to talk to you about something that's really kind of important. If you want to be an effective communicator, I've mentioned in the past that one of the best ways to be an effective communicator is to be likable. And one of the ways to be likable is to find a connection with your audience, anybody you talk to. And one of the ways that I do it is when I meet somebody, and it's in a professional setting, I always look around their office if it's in person. I look at perhaps their email signature, their address, if I know their address. I look at their LinkedIn profile, if they have a LinkedIn profile, and I look for something that we can relate to. For instance, when I used to do personal interviews and I was in an office, I would look around the room. For instance, the man has children, photos of children on the shelf. I'd say, oh, you know, I have kids too. I've got two. How many do you have? Are these the only ones? Small connection like that. Oh, we're both parents. How about that, you know? Or if he has a football jersey hanging on the wall that, you know, was signed by some player, I'd say, oh, yeah, I've seen that guy play. It's really good. Minor thing, but it's a connection. A couple weeks ago, a freelance writer reached out to me, wants to pitch my book to some places to see whether or not they'd be interested in an article or profile about how to write a eulogy. And I noticed that she's located in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, which is somewhat in the market coverage area of the newspaper I worked at back in the 1980s. Needless to say, I pointed this out. I said, hey, you know, I know your town. I've been through it a number of times. When I was a reporter back at the newspaper in Pottstown, we used to cover Quakertown. And she was like, oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. So she was quite excited that we had that little connection. Maybe it won't mean anything, maybe it won't, but you never know. I joined the local Toastmasters here, and I mentioned that in a video recently, and I looked up the membership coordinator on LinkedIn and wanted to connect with her. And I looked through her work experience, her colleges, her likes and dislikes, her skills, whatever, to see if there's a connection. Sure enough, she and I happened to go to the same college for a year. Now, I didn't graduate from the same college she did, but we did go to college together. Needless to say, that's a connection. I'm going to say that to her next time I see her. Hey, you know, we were at the same university way back when. Do you remember this or that on this school? And that's going to make us have a connection. And when people feel connected to you, they're more open to listening to you. They're more open to considering your ideas. It makes you a more effective communicator if you can find any possible connection to the person you're talking to, that you can say, hey, look, we're alike. We've got something in common. It's a simple thing to do. Yes, it takes a little bit of time. And yes, sometimes it can feel false that you're doing that. But trust me, it works. If the person you're talking to thinks you've got a connection and that you care enough that you point it out, they're going to be more receptive to your message. That makes you a more effective communicator. What do you think? Do you do that, or do you just ignore that kind of stuff? I'd be curious. Please comment down below. Also, like and share this video because I do think it's helpful for other people. And please subscribe because that helps YouTube. It helps me as well. And until next week, take care.